NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see teams with a couple of running backs who each went over 100 yards a weekend ago. Coming up, we'll see the visiting Detroit Lions taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Let's get you out to Levi's Stadium for the 2018 home opener. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Levi's Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was deafening. They're set for football as the 49ers get ready to do battle with the Detroit Lions. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they enter play here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. Danny Amendola on the return. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And it'll be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterbacks shake off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
He'll be trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Goff on 1st down. And incomplete to open things up. Kenny Golladay, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Second and 10. Goff again. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And it's 3rd down. Let's meet the starting 11 on defense for San Francisco. Against the pass, they're hoping to trend in the opposite direction because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
They'll take that play right there each and every snap, because throughout this season, they've given up some big plays. To be able to hold someone to no gain, oh, yeah, they'll take that one all game long.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Out of the gun, Goff. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Returning, it's Benjamin. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They're brought out by their 5th-year QB out of Eastern Illinois. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
And he put his time to New England to really good use while he was there. Obviously not the starter with Tom Brady there, but he observed Brady every day, learned every nuance of the offense, and every week during the season, the Patriots would give him a chance to run the game plan of that week's game in practice so he would get real big-time reps, and he's translated that on his next move to San Francisco.
Now Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. And this offensive unit should have a lot of juice coming off the big output that they had 1 week ago.
Nothing like confidence, is there? When you've played well the week before, you can't wait to get back on the field and do it again.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Drops it off for Coleman. And he'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They go play action here on 1st down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jarrad Davis. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. Extra point, hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And that makes the score 7-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down. Time to roll through the starters defensively for Detroit. They're a tough unit to throw against. Currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And, hey, they were stingy in the opener. Didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that number 1 spot.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And down he'll go at the 25. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. That's taken on the 25. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now the first carry for Adrian Peterson. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago: 19 carries, 136 yards, and a touchdown.
Leading the league in rushing after week 1, you know he'd love to double down and continue that type of play here in week 2.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's Goff now on 2nd down. Looking for Amendola, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
They begin the drive with Coleman. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Coleman now. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
Black 80! Black 80!
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He'll look to set up his blockers. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And Detroit getting set to go now. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
And an alley to run. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They run again on 1st down. Peterson. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Second down, Peterson. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Getting the sense Charles are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game. And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best. At the end of one, 7-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. Johnson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. From the gun, here's Goff. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So on 4th down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. The wind is at his back here in the second quarter. And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. This is taken at the 3. Powering forward. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
It wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Jerron Harmon makes the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here we go. 180.
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Over the middle to Kittle, complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. He only has a single solo carry, one. Numero uno, second quarter. They need to get him the ball more, don't they?
I'm not the greatest statistician in the world.
Yeah, you are.
But a back like that with only one carry kind of takes me back to college in the classroom. Not enough evidence to declare what you should do the rest of the game. Give him the ball some more and find out.
Will they incorporate him? We'll find out. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Back to the ground. This time it's Peterson. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They give it to Peterson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more after this. A reminder coming up at halftime, the coach is back. He made it through the first weekend. That's the good news, and he's going to regale you with stats and scores from around the NFL here in the early games in Week 2.
You think he questioned coming back for Week 2, having to work with us?
I think he did. He's just happy that he is far away in Orlando.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Handoff comes to Peterson. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
That run is what defenses don't like about dealing with Adrian Peterson. His ability to drop his shoulder and run through contact.
And he's amazing at keeping those strong legs going, isn't he?
For him, no run is ever truly over. I mean, he's actually not even convinced that when they blow the whistle, he's actually down. That's how he finishes runs in a big way.
Personal foul, face mask. defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Following the penalty, it's Peterson. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Adrian Peterson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Extra point good by Prater. And that makes our score 17-0. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Garoppolo now, first down throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
Watch tight. Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Taylor. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down. And he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a 1st down.
Broke the 1 tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. Here comes the 49ers punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where you see the final score there. Davante Adams, close to 200 yards receiving with 3 touchdown catches. From there, it's off to Jacksonville to see what's going on with the Jags. And they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. Cam Newton with a couple of touchdown passes there. Lastly, we head to the City of Angels to check on the Rams at home in L.A. And this one going the visitors' way as the Cardinals have the lead in that one. DeAndre Hopkins, a touchdown reception. In the game you're watching, it was Jared Goff with a strong first half. His guys are out in front as we get you back out to Santa Clara, where we rejoin Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
It was Reggie Ragland who got him down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Hey, boys, got four down.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. Oh, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
3 down.
By 20! 180!
Garoppolo now. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
I know anytime you watch a team run the ball really well, there's a pinball effect, people bouncing off of each other. There's also some things of beauty in there when you see these nice, explosive, strong runs. And this guy, he knows how to carry the football really well and continually wants the football. Why? He knows the offensive line's going to give him great effort, and he gives great effort himself to finish off runs.
Right back to him on first down. And an alley to run. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And now Peterson, not exactly sure what happened there defensively, but he's still down. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A first down carry here for Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On 2nd down, Johnson. Powerful running. And out of bounds right around the 20. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That's a nice run by Kerryon Johnson, the rookie out of Auburn who went in the 2nd round to the Lions. And Brandon, you have to give Lions credit. They keep trying to find that running back that can be dependable for them so they don't have to use Theo Riddick as more of a 3rd down back as their primary ball carrier.
They're certainly hoping to find it in Johnson, the 2017 SEC Player of the Year. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Now a handoff, Johnson. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. Kerryon Johnson better hold on to that football. That's the first touchdown of his NFL career. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. And that moment we just saw, always so special for any rookie, the first touchdown of his career.
And there's nothing like anticipation, is there? You know he's been dreaming about it, thinking about it. It's been a part of every bit of his being. And finally, it gets done. He's got to feel great right now.
Prater on to add the extra point. Prater for the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now a play fake here on first down. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was trying to get it to George Kittle, his tight end. That'll bring up 2nd down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
4 down, 4 down. Here we go.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Here we go. 180.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And incomplete here on third down. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. He's been terrific so far. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
It was a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Here we go, guys. Here we go.
Johnson down to the 25. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Lions have got it on cruise control.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right?
No.
I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
They'll run it with Johnson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Lions just continue to pour it on. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
Extra point good by Prater, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So that drive in total 8 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better. And
all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? To throw is Garoppolo. That's Samuel, caught left side. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tartt. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. They'll run it with Johnson, and they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They run. It's Johnson. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's gone. And that's incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Gone. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
And they're enjoying a 4th quarter advantage. A couple of 1st downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now, Goff. And that's complete to Jesse James. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They give him a gain of 38.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route, it's extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Goff throwing again. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt. And here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2, yep. And that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. Prater for the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. Jerick McKinnon now to return. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again. I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him. One of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
But sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
The Niners on third down. As bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And that's incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They have the big cushion. Here in the final stages of this one, I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart, because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Goff going to throw it. And he finds Danny Amendola. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. From the red zone now, Goff. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. fantasy owners
Yeah.
who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
The extra point up and good, but this one was decided anyway, as that will be the final action in this ball game. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column too.
So for the Lions, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.